represented by the term capital M. Okay, if a material is placed in a magnetic field, the magnetic field lines are redistributed as compared with their distribution when the material is not in the field. The material somehow modifies the magnetic induction. The resultant field B may be viewed as contributed by two sources. The primary field B naught and the field created by the material B material. Okay, so listen carefully. Magnetization. The magnetic moment per unit volume developed inside a solid is called magnetization. Simply, magnetization means if you are placing a material sorry, if you are placing a material in an external magnetic field, then the material gets magnetized. So the magnetic moment per unit volume developed inside a solid is called magnetization. Okay, the magnetic moment per unit the magnetic moment per unit volume developed inside a solid is called magnetization. It is the process of converting a non-magnet into magnet. Suppose if you consider a solid, that solid is placed in an external magnetic field, then what happens? The material that is non-magnetic material converted into magnetic material, okay, converted into magnetic material by grasping that magnetic field, external magnetic field. So that magnetization means the magnetic moment developed per unit volume inside a solid. Okay, that is called magnetization. So in this process, a non-magnet is converting into a magnet. When a magnetic material of cross-sectional area A and relative permeability mu r is placed in a uniform magnetic field of intensity H, two types of magnetic lines of induction can pass through it. Okay, if you are placing a material of cross-sectional area capital A and relative permeability mu r, then what happens? In a uniform magnetic field intensity capital H. Okay, then two types of magnetic lines of induction can pass through it. Two types of magnetic lines of induction can pass through that material which is placed in an external magnetic field of H. Okay, one is due to the magnetizing field H, that means one is due to the external magnetic field H, and the other is due to the material itself being magnetized by induction. Another one is the material being itself magnetized due to induction. So the two types of magnetic lines of force passing through that particular material. Okay, the magnetic induction at a point inside the material is measured by the total number of lines of induction that pass through unit area, including the point and the area being taken at right angles to the direction of magnetization. Okay, so the magnetic induction at a point inside the material is measured by the total number of, so at any particular point in a material, the magnetic induction can be calculated by measuring the total number of magnetic lines of induction that passes through unit area, including the point and the area being taken at right angles to the direction of magnetization. Thus, the total flux density B will be given by. So, the total flux density will be given by B is equal to B naught plus B1. B is equal to B naught plus B1. So, let us, what is magnetic flux density? So, magnetic flux, already cheppan, magnetic flux means the total number of magnetic lines of force passing through that surface, passing through the surface normally is considered as magnetic flux. Then what is magnetic flux density? Magnetic flux density means the number of magnetic lines of force passing normally a surface of unit area is called the magnetic field induction or magnetic flux density. Okay, if phi is a magnetic flux and A is a area of the surface, then magnetic flux density is B is equal to phi by A. Okay, magnetic flux density is B is equal to phi by A. So that means the magnetic flux passing through a surface of unit area is called magnetic flux density. Okay, that is B is equal to phi by A. So then, therefore, the total flux density B will be given by B is equal to B naught plus B1. So therefore, if a material is placed in a magnetic field, the magnetic field lines are redistributed as compared with their distribution when the material is not in the field. The material somehow modifies the magnetic induction. The resultant field B may be viewed as contributed by two sources, the primary field B naught and the field created by the material B. One is the primary field due to the external magnetic field, another one is the magnetic field due to itself. Material gets magnetized itself by magnetic induction. So thus B is equal to B naught plus B material or B1, whatever it may be. Therefore B is equal to mu naught H plus mu naught M. M is magnetization. Okay, where the term mu naught M represents the extra magnetic induction associated with the material. The quantity M is called the magnetization of the material and mu naught is the magnetic permeability of air or free space. The magnetic moment per unit volume developed in a material when placed in an external magnetic field is called the magnetization. Already చెప్పాను కదా. Now coming to magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility is represented by the term Xi. The magnetization of a material is proportional to the applied field. Okay, so మనం ఒక నాన్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మెటీరియల్ ని ఎక్స్టర్నల్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ లో ప్లేస్ చేసామనుకో, సో దట్ మెటీరియల్ గెట్స్ మ్యాగ్నెటైజ్డ్. సో magnetization of the material gets magnetized is proportional to the applied field. So field increase చేస్తూ ఉంటే external magnetic field అనేది inside that material magnetization will increases. So the magnetization of a material is proportional to the applied magnetic field H. Thus M is directly proportional to H. Then M is equal to Xi m H. Where Xi m is the proportionality constant, it is a dimensionless quantity and is called the magnetic susceptibility. Okay, Xi m is the proportionality constant and it is a dimensionless quantity and is called the magnetic susceptibility. That magnetic susceptibility can be written as Xi m is equal to M by H. The magnetic susceptibility of a material is defined as the ease with which the material can be magnetized. Okay, therefore the magnetic response of magnetic material is measured in terms of the magnetic susceptibility. So the magnetic response of magnetic material is measured in terms of the magnetic susceptibility. సో ఒక మెటీరియల్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ లో ప్లేస్ చేసినప్పుడు హౌ మచ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మ్యాగ్నటైజ్డ్ కెన్ బి క్యాలిక్యులేటెడ్ బై ద టర్మ్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ససెప్టిబిలిటీ. ఓకే, Xm may be either positive or negative. So this magnetic susceptibility may be either positive or negative. The magnetic susceptibility is independent of the magnetic field strength H in case of weak magnetic materials. In case of weak magnetic materials, then the magnetic susceptibility is independent of magnetic field strength H. Okay. Next, magnetic permeability. The magnetic permeability is the ability of the material to respond to an external magnetic field. If the magnetic material has high permeability value, the magnetic dipoles in that material can align strongly to an external magnetic field that leads to a strong magnetic induction or magnetization. Okay, the magnetic permeability is the ability of the material to respond to an external magnetic field. If the magnetic material has high permeability value, the magnetic dipoles in that material can align strongly to an external magnetic field that leads to strong magnetic induction or magnetization. Hence, it can be considered as a measure of the degree of penetration of magnetic lines of force into the material when subjected to an external magnetic field. The magnetic induction or magnetic flux density B is directly proportional to the applied magnetic field H. Okay, that is B is directly proportional to H, or B is equal to mu H. So this magnetic permeability represents the ability of penetration of the magnetic lines of force through the material. Okay, that is inversely proportional to the applied field. Magnetic flux density is directly magnetic flux density is directly proportional to the applied magnetic field, that is B is directly proportional to H. So B is equal to mu H, where mu is the permeability of the material and is defined as the ratio between magnetic induction and the applied magnetic field. That is mu is equal to B by H. Mu is the permeability of the material and is defined as the ratio between the magnetic induction and the applied magnetic field. Okay, next. Relative permeability mu r. Relative permeability mu r is defined as the ratio between permeability mu of the material and the permeability of free space. So that is mu r is equal to mu by mu naught. Hence mu is equal to mu naught mu r. Relative permeability mu r is defined as the ratio between the permeability mu of the material to the permeability of free space, that is mu r is equal to mu by mu naught, or mu is equal to mu r mu naught. But from the relation mu is equal to b by h, mu is equal to b by h, then b is equal to mu h. Therefore b is equal to, we know the value of mu naught mu r. So substituting this mu naught mu r, then b is equal to mu naught mu r h. And we know that b is equal to mu naught h plus mu naught m. Okay, b is equal to mu naught h plus mu naught m. ఇక్కడ చూసాం కదా. So magnetization is b is equal to mu naught h plus mu naught m. Okay, we know that b is equal to magnetization mu naught h plus mu naught m. This is related as equation 2. From equations 1 and 2. From equations 1 and 2, equating equations 1 and 2, then equation 1 is b is equal to mu naught mu r h, and equation 2 is b is equal to mu naught h plus mu naught m. Equating these two equations, then mu naught mu r h is equal to mu naught h plus mu naught m. Okay, then h mu naught common this thing, mu naught into h plus so from equations 1 and 2, mu naught mu r h is equal to mu naught h plus mu naught m. Then mu r h, so ఇక్కడ mu naught common తీస్తే then mu naught cancel అయిపోతే then mu r h is equal to h plus m. Okay, so m is equal to, from this equation m is equal to mu r h, ఈ h ఇటు వెళ్తే minus h, then m is equal to mu r h minus h. Okay, therefore m is equal to h common తీస్తే both ఇందులో h common తీస్తే m is equal to mu r minus 1 into h, and we know that magnetization m is equal to xi m h. Okay, then again from equations 3 and 4, mu r minus 1 into h is equal to xi m h, then h cancel అయిపోతే mu r minus 1 is equal to xi. Okay, hence mu r is equal to equation, hence mu r is equal to xi m plus 1. Okay, in vacuum there will be no magnetic dipoles, hence m is equal to 0. From equation 3, mu r minus 1, from equation 3, mu r minus 1 into h is equal to 0, then mu r minus 1 is equal to 0, therefore mu r is equal to 1. Hence in vacuum the relative permeability mu r is equal to 1. Depending on the value of relative permeability, the materials may be classified as diamagnetic, paramagnetic, ferromagnetic materials. Depending on the relative permeability of the materials. For vacuum, the relative permeability is 1. Why? Because there is no magnetic dipoles. Okay, depending on the value of relative permeability, the materials are classified as diamagnetic, paramagnetic and ferromagnetic. For diamagnetic materials, the relative permeability mu r is less than 1. For paramagnetic, this is mu r greater than 1, that means it is positive. And for ferromagnetic materials, mu r is much greater than 1. Now coming to magnetic induction. Magnetic induction B. Magnetic induction already చెప్పాను కదా first. A magnetic field is schematically represented by the lines of magnetic induction. It is described either by magnetic field strength H or by the magnetic induction or magnetic flux density V. The lines of induction are collectively called as flux phi B. The number of field lines passing through a unit area of cross section is called flux density. That is V is equal to magnetic flux by area. That is phi B by A. So magnetic field is schematically represented by lines of induction. Those are called magnetic lines of force. Those are called magnetic induction, lines of magnetic induction. And the the lines of induction are collectively called as flux phi B. The number of field lines passing through unit area of cross section is called magnetic flux density, that is represented by B is equal to magnetic flux by area, that is phi B by A. The quantity V is measured in Weber per square meter or Tesla. The CGS unit for magnetic induction is the gas, and 1 gas is equal to 10 to the power of minus 4 Tesla. Okay, those are all the basic definitions. Magnetic field, magnetic dipole moment, magnetic flux density, magnetization, magnetic permeability, okay, magnetic susceptibility, and the relation between magnetic susceptibility and the relative permeability. These are all the definitions. సో ఈ డెఫినేషన్స్ మీకు బాగా వస్తేనే మిగిలినది చెప్పేది అర్థమవుతుంది. సో నేను ఆల్రెడీ మెటీరియల్ ఇచ్చాను కాబట్టి మీరు డెఫినేషన్స్ అన్ని చదవండి ఒకసారి. నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ కి డెఫినేషన్స్ అన్ని చదువుకొని వస్తే నెక్స్ట్ చెప్పేది మీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. సో కాబట్టి నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ మీరు రేపటి క్లాస్ కి ఆ డెఫినేషన్స్ అన్ని చదవండి. ఓకే, సో ఎగ్జామ్ మీకు ఫస్ట్ మిడ్ ఎగ్జామ్, ఈ సెకండ్ సెమ్ ఫస్ట్ మిడ్ ఎగ్జామ్ అయితే కండక్ట్ చేసేస్తారు. సో యాజ్ సూన్ యాజ్ పాసిబుల్. కాబట్టి మీకు ఇచ్చాను మెటీరియల్ ఆల్రెడీ ఇచ్చేసాను ఫర్ ఫిజిక్స్. ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ అలాగే ఇప్పుడు జరుగుతుంది కదా మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మెటీరియల్స్, ఇది ఈ రెండు చదవండి. ఎప్పుడు ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటాయో చెప్పలేము కాబట్టి తరువుగా ఇచ్చిన మెటీరియల్ అన్ని చదువుకోండి. అది మీన్స్ ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ అంతా కంప్లీట్ గా చదవండి, యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మెటీరియల్స్ కూడా అంతా కంప్లీట్ గా చదవండి. Now, origin of permanent magnetic moment or magnetic moment or magnetization. So, origin of magnetic moment. The magnetic properties of a material the magnetic properties of materials originate as consequence of moments associated with the atoms. In general, the magnetic moment of the atom originates from 3 sources. Okay, origin of magnetic moment. Asalu magnetic moment anedi ela vachindi anedi, the magnetic properties of solids originate from the so if you consider solids, the magnetic properties of solids originate from the motion of electrons. If you consider solids, then the solid material gets magnetized by the magnetic properties. Those are due to the motion of electrons. In the modern age, the magnetic properties of substances are explained in terms of tiny current loops within the substance. In the modern age, the magnetic properties of a substance is explained in terms of tiny current loops within the substance. These current loops arise due to the motion of electrons within the atom. We know that an atom consists of positively charged nucleus surrounded by a cloud of electrons. Okay, so you know that atom consisting of positively charged nucleus and the electron cloud surrounded by the nucleus. Okay, these electrons circulate about the nucleus in definite orbits and also spin about their own axis. Okay, so the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in particular orbits, and also the electron spins on their own axis. ఓకే, ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఏం చేస్తాయి, ఈ ఇప్పుడు ఆటమ్ తీసుకుంటే ఆటమ్ కన్సిస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ హెవీలీ పాజిటివ్లీ చార్జ్ న్యూక్లియస్, ఆటమ్ లోపల ఏముంటుంది, హెవీలీ హెవీలీ positively charged nucleus, and the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in particular orbits. Okay, and also the electrons revolving on their own axis. So what the own axis lo kuda electrons anevi revolve avutu untayi. These moving electrons are equivalent to tiny current loops. So the electron revolving around the orbit. So this electron revolving around the nucleus constitute tiny currents, okay, current loops. Okay, electron revolve avutundi ante then it produces a current loop, okay, current, and produce magnetic fields. ఎప్పుడైతే కరెంట్ జనరేట్ అవుతుందో, సో యు నో ద లింక్ బిట్వీన్ కరెంట్ అండ్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ఎ కరెంట్, దెన్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఫీల్డ్ ఈస్ ప్రొడ్యూస్డ్ అరౌండ్ ద కరెంట్. ఆంపియర్స్ లా తెలుసు కదా మీకు. సో దెన్ the current produces magnetic field, and the magnetic field is perpendicular to the direction of the current. Okay, so these current loops produce magnetic fields. That is, current loop acts like a magnetic dipole. Okay, here that means a current loop acts like a magnetic dipole and has certain value of magnetic moment. So the magnetic moment of an atom is due to, so the magnetic moment of an atom is due to orbital magnetic moment of the electron, spin magnetic moment of the electrons, spin magnetic moment of the nucleus. Okay, so the magnetic moment of an atom is due to three ways. One is due to the orbital magnetic moment of the electrons. One is due to the electrons revolving around the nucleus. ఈ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ రివాల్వ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల మనకి మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ అనేది వస్తుంది. అండ్ సెకండ్ వన్ ఇస్ స్పిన్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్. అనదర్ వన్ ఇస్ ఈ ఆర్బిటల్ చుట్టూ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ రివాల్వ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం ఎలక్ట్రాన్ రివాల్వ్స్ ఆన్ ఇట్స్ ఓన్ యాక్సిస్, తన చుట్టూ అది తిరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. దాని వల్ల కూడా మనకి ఇక్కడ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ మూమెంట్ అనేది అరైజ్ అవుతుంది. So second one is spin magnetic moment of the electrons, and the third one is spin magnetic moment of the nucleus. So the nucleus itself revolves on its own axis. So it contributes tiny currents. So due to current, magnetic field will produce, and that magnetic field, magnetic moment will arise. So the contribution of magnetic moment in an atom is due to orbital magnetic moment of the electrons, spin magnetic moment of the electron, and spin magnetic moment of the nucleus. Okay, clear? So the total orbital motion of electrons, orbital magnetic moment of electron motion constitutes a current. The orbital motion of an electron around the nucleus of an atom constitutes a current loop. Such a current loop behaves as an, నేను చెప్పింది ఇప్పుడు, elementary magnet having a magnetic moment. The total orbital magnetic moment of an atom is sum of the orbital magnetic moments of the individual electrons. One is the electron spin magnetic moment of electron. The spinning of electron is associated with the magnetic moment. Second one is the nuclear spin, that is nuclear magnetic moment. The spinning charged particles in the nucleus like protons are associated with a magnetic moment called the nuclear magnetic moment. But the magnetic moment of the nucleus is about 1/2000 of that of an electron. Therefore, in the study of magnetic properties of materials, the magnetic moment arising from nucleus spin is neglected. It is very small. Due to that, the spin magnetic moment arises due to the nuclear spin is neglected. Both the orbital motion and spin motion of electrons endo atoms with a permanent magnetic moment. However, in many cases, the magnetic movements of electrons in an atom cancel each other, and the atom may not possess a permanent magnetic moment. When such atoms are placed in a magnetic field, the orbital motion of electrons undergoes changes, and the atoms acquire an induced magnetic moment. Orbital magnet. Okay. However, in many cases, the magnetic movements of electrons in an atom cancel each other. One is revolving one side, another one is revolving another side, positive and negative. So that each other, and the atom may not possess a permanent magnetic moment. So when such atoms are placed in an external magnetic field, the orbital motion of electrons undergoes changes, and the atoms acquire an induced magnetic moment. Okay, that's a kind of magnetic materials are placed in an external magnetic field, then the material gets changed and the atoms acquire an induced magnetic moment. Those kind of materials are called diamagnetic materials, and I will explain you in later classes. Next, orbital magnetic moment of an electron. This is an essay question. There is a derivation. So already టైం అయిపోయింది, నాకు నెక్స్ట్ 4 o'clock మీటింగ్ ఉంది. సో దట్ రేపు క్లాస్లో నేను చెప్తాను. సో నేను సడన్ గా క్లాస్ ఆగిపోయింది, మా అబ్బాయి ఆఫ్ చేసేసాడు వచ్చి టక్మని. సో దాన్ని మీకు చెప్పకుండా క్లాస్ ఆఫ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ఇవాళ టైం అయిపోతుంది, ఇంకో 10 minutes ఉంది, నాకు 4 o'clock మళ్ళీ మీటింగ్ ఉంది. చదవండి, ఏవైతే డెఫినేషన్స్ ఉన్నాయో డెఫినేషన్స్ బాగా రావాలి.